My greeting for you from Ukraine. First of all, thank you very much for your attention, because your attention today very important for us, for Ukraine people, but not only for Ukraine. It is attention very important for all countries, for all people in the world. Because today in Ukraine decided peace or war. And maybe not only usually war. It's terrible, but it's reality. I'm very tired and very nervous. You understand why. And I think that some of my speech will be help my colleague Alexander. More than 4 days and 4 nights we come here. I participate in the Paralympic Games more than 25 years. In December I have special date, like 25 years I am President National Paralympic Committee of the Ukraine. And never was that so difficult, so heavy come to the Paralympic Games. Like especially sport event, high level in the Paralympic sports. Я хочу сказати, що
I want to say that we came here from Ukraine and we traveled through Ukraine. It took us many days. We had to overcome a lot of barriers that had to do with the war. Many members of our team barely managed to escape from the bombardment and shells exploding, but still we made it here.
I would like to say that we were traveling from Ukraine and through the territory of Ukraine for many days, and we overcame so many barriers connected to war, and so did our Paralympic athletes. But finally we came and arrived here, and while travel many of our athletes were running off bombs and missiles.
частина команди нашої
A part of our Paralympic team was already abroad. Another part of our Paralympic team was still in Ukraine. The entire equipment, hardware, uniforms, everything that we needed to take part in the Paralympic Games had to be collected all over Ukraine. So we had to bring all the managers, all of the doctors, all of the specialists. We had to join the athletes, we had to join the coaches and find a way to somehow make it to the Paralympic Games.
Part of the team was already abroad, but also another part was in Ukraine. Also, all the necessary sport equipment, all the necessary equipment for participation in competitions was in Ukraine. All the officials, managers, doctors were in Ukraine at that time. And we should unite both parts of the team and have a possibility to travel here.
Я можу сказати,
I can say that this is a miracle. It is really incredible that we managed to make it here to the Paralympic Games, because every single day we were faced with the choice and the question whether we will be able to bring the team together. Will we be able to bring everybody on this plane that will take off from Europe and bring us to Beijing? And this question remained open until the very end. I can be honest with you. The government of Ukraine is working in an emergency situation, and until now, we didn't even manage to pay for the airfare for our team. And literally, while underway, we managed to find a solution to this problem.
It's a miracle that we are here, that our team is here. We came here, and till last moment we had last one question. Is there a way to unite both parts of the team and come from Europe to Beijing? And also, our government works under extraordinary conditions, and we have not paid for the air flight tickets, and we have almost solved this question, but till the last moment it was not solved.
я особисто 2 ночі
I literally slept on the bus for the last 2 days that was traveling through Europe. I slept on the floor because I couldn't sleep in the seat because of my health problems. And other members of our team had their own problems. They faced their own difficulties making it to the plane that brought us here to Beijing.
Spent sleeping on the floor of a bus. And I could not even sit because of special state of my health. I could not sit the normal seat. Other team members, they also had so many troubles and problems getting to Europe in order to unite and travel here.
можна було просто
We could have just given up. We could have given up and not come to Beijing. This was the situation. Bombs were exploding, missiles were exploding. There's a large-scale war in Ukraine. When simple things could not be organized, the easiest solution would have been to stay in the Ukraine.
The easiest way we could is to refuse to go to Paralympic Games, because it is a large-scale war, and even a single simple question, it's difficult to resolve.
Ви знаєте, що
You know that Ukraine is one of the world leaders when it comes to the Paralympic movement, and each and every one of us in the Ukrainian Paralympic team understood that if Ukraine is absent here at the Paralympic Games, and that is the first point I'd like to make, that would signify that there is no more Ukraine in the world, that this country will cease to exist. This is how we saw the situation. We thought the world would see it exactly in that light if Ukraine were not represented here at the Olympic Games. If we did not have a chance to be represented at this global level.
Countries and leaders of the Paralympic movement. And at that time, everyone understood that if no Ukraine presented at Paralympic Games, it means there is no existence of Ukraine. and we could not afford absence of Ukraine at Paralympic Games.
Конкретно
To be more specific, a superpower wants to destroy my country, our country. And our presence here at the Paralympic Games is not merely a presence. It's not just one of the teams arriving here. This is a sign that Ukraine was, is, and will remain a country. And for us, it is a matter of principle to be here together with the Paralympic family, to be here as a symbol of Ukraine that is alive. And we will stay here and we will continue to work together with the Paralympic family.
Nowadays, the superstate wants to destroy my country, our country. And our being here is not usual. Because Ukraine always was, Ukraine is, and Ukraine will be. And it's a symbol that Ukraine is alive, that we are among the Paralympic family.
я хочу вам зараз сказати один неспортивний факт.
I'd like to cite one fact here, which does not have anything to do with the world of sports. I just received this news from Ukraine. A bomb in Kharkov hit a school for visually impaired children. This school was or had been founded several hundred years ago. This is one of the best schools for visually impaired children in Ukraine, and now it lies in ruin.
Not a sport fact. It just happened that a bomb destroyed the children's gymnasium in the city of Kharkiv. It's a special gymnasium for children who are totally blind. And this gymnasium was one of the best through a few centuries. And now it is under aim and it is destroyed.
Тільки що
Just now,
українських діток поступило звернення
Ukrainian children
спільноти.
addressed the world community, the international community, and said, "Save us.
Хочемо жити.
We want to live."
І ви розумієте, чому?
And you understand why, because I have just cited one fact
Росія
indicating what it is that Russia is doing to Ukraine, killing the children.
Now, children of Ukraine applied for a motto, with a motto, "Save us, we want to live." So you understand what children want. They want to live. The time when Russia kills Ukrainian children.
Сьогодні багато
Today, many members of the Ukrainian Paralympic team do not leave their phones. They keep calling their families. It is very important for them to stay in touch with their families. And I spoke to my team, and the conversation was along the following lines. The front line is back home, and our military are defending this front line from the aggressor, from the invader. But our front, for us, is here in Beijing. This is where we fight at the Paralympic Games.
Many athletes from Ukrainian team, they are holding their mobile devices and following the news all the time. It's completely difficult for them, and it's completely difficult to compete under such circumstances. But we spoke and we understand that there is a one front line and battle for our army, for our warriors, and the second front line is here.
Ми всі всі наші українські держави
all of us,
стали на захист нашої країни.
all of the people in our country are defending the nation. And we came here with one primary objective,
Світовою спортивною спільнотою захищати
so that we, together with the world Paralympic community, can defend peace around the world, peace in Ukraine.
Our country now, defend our country. And also being here for us, it means that we also need to defend our country. Defend our country by ourselves, and to defend our country with all sports community of the world. To defend Ukraine, defend Europe, defend world.
Together with you, defend peace. We won't stop war. Stop war in Ukraine, stop war in the world. Today, our opinion, our together goal, we must make it working together against war, working together for peace in the world. Я хочу навести слова
And I'd like to quote
представника ООН
a UN representative from Jamaica,
маленької країни,
from a small country.
але яка побачила
But this country
високу ідею, високу
saw
мету
a lofty idea,
України,
a lofty objective
в тому, що
pursued by Ukraine and all of those who joined Ukraine in fighting the events that are unfolding before us. And this representative from Jamaica said that today Ukraine is the whole world, and the whole world is Ukraine.
високий сенс того, що сказав президент.
And what this UN representative from a very small country said has such a far-reaching meaning.
I would like to say some words and transmit the words of the United Nations representative of the country, Jamaica. He saw this high goal. He saw the high goal to be united among all the countries. And representative of this small country, Jamaica, he said that now Ukraine is the whole world. And the whole world now is Ukraine.
А тепер я хочу кілька слів сказати
And now I'd like to say a couple of words about
юридичну сторону
the
того, що робить
scary side of what Russia is doing to Ukraine and the rest of the world.
дві країни Росія і Білорусь
Two countries, Russia and Belarus,
розпочали війну в Україні.
launched a war against Ukraine on the 24th of February.
Few words about legal side of what is done and what is going on, what Russia makes now. So on 24th of February, the countries of Belarus and Russia started a war against Ukraine.
Я звертаю вашу увагу.
I'd like to draw your attention to the following.
Розпочала цю війну
Russia
в період
started this war
паралімпійських ігор.
at the time when the Olympic and Paralympic Games were held,
Олімпійський
and in so doing violated the Olympic truce,
мирний законодавчий документ,
which is a legislative act adopted by the Olympic Paralympic community jointly with the United Nations.
Russia has started this war during the period of Olympic and Paralympic Games, despite of the fact that it breaks the Olympic truce. It's a very powerful legal instrument, and it was broken.
Я звертаю увагу, що це не спортивний
This is not a sporting document adopted by the IOC or the IPC. This is a document that was adopted by the United Nations, in which the members of the United Nations call upon all countries to cooperate with the IOC and the IPC and jointly use sport as an instrument of peace to build dialogue and reconciliation during the Olympic and Paralympic Games.
Attention that this document is not related to sport. This document is a United Nations document that says that countries should collaborate within Olympic and Paralympic movement. They should promote and develop peace. They should have a dialogue in order to have peace all over the world.
Міжнародний олімпійський
The IOC and the IPC initiated the adoption of this document at the United Nations, and around 200 countries voted in favor of adopting it, including the Russian Federation.
And Olympic and Paralympic movement actually initiated creation of such document within United Nations, and almost 200 countries signed, and this document was adopted. And one of the countries that also signed this document is Russia.
До речі, Росія робить це третій раз.
And, by the way, Russia is doing it the third time in the history of the Olympic and Paralympic movement. Twice. It had to do with the Paralympic Games. It's a curious situation. When the Olympic truce was broken in the past, they would normally wait until the Olympic Games would be over and the Paralympic Games would start with an occupation, an aggression, or a war. You know, in our opinion, from the Ukrainian Paralympic family's perspective, this is the most cynical fact. When a war is waged at the time when the Paralympic Games are about to start, the games where all sorts of athletes with disabilities gather together, and some of them have the disabilities as a result of wars around the world.
For the third time. And 2 times it happens already during the Paralympic Games. It is the fact that Olympic Games passed and 2 times Russia makes it during the Paralympic Games. From our point of view, is a very cynic move, because there are athletes with different impairments, different disability types, and many of them have got their injuries and impairments because of war.
Жахливий факт, що Росія – це олімпійське, паралімпійське перемир'я вперше.
And what's interesting is that for the first time in several decades during this Paralympic truce period, the Russian Federation is threatening the world with nuclear weapons, and this is happening on the eve of the Paralympic Games. But the scariest thing, at least for me, is that Russia uses Russian and Belarusian Paralympic athletes, including Paralympic athletes. They infected them with this virus whereby they believe that the war is legitimate, that what they're doing in Ukraine today is legitimate when they're killing hundreds and thousands of people, including people with disabilities, including children.
It's an awful fact that for the first time Russia threatens the whole world with nuclear weapons. But it's not the most threatening fact. The fact is they use Paralympic athletes from their two countries in order to infect them with a virus of war, with a virus that is infected from their regime.
Ці два, три.
These 2-3 facts
Я б сказав би, юридичною і моральною стороною звернення
served as the legal and moral grounds based on which the Ukrainian National Paralympic Committee turned to
Міжнародного паралімпійського комітету.
the IPC leaders. And we requested that the Russian team and the Belarusian team be denied the opportunity to take part in the Paralympic Winter Games here in Beijing because
Участь країни-агресора
realistically, when an aggressor country, a country that
такий страшний факт
committed such a horrible thing in the 21st century as waging a war, a large-scale, cynical war, a war without any principles or rules, a war that destroys thousands of people,
рішення і дії Росії
that violates all international laws, I mean Russia's actions and decisions, as well as Paralympic statutes and charter. All of this made us turn to the International Paralympic Committee with a request to not allow Russia to compete here at the Paralympic Games.
They were legal and moral basis for our application, for our letter of the National Paralympic Committee of Ukraine to the leadership of the International Paralympic Committee and to the countries, to the members. And we asked to suspend 2 teams from the Beijing 2012 Paralympic Games. It is impossible to have such an aggressive act in the 21st century. Such a large-scale war with no rules, with thousands killed people, with breaking international law, with breaking constitution of the International Paralympic Committee.
all world. Many countries from different parts of our planet supporting today Ukraine. Together against the war. And in this moment, I want to thank you very much. So much thank you. Many countries who present in Paralympic family, who present in the Paralympic Games today, supporting us that must be make fair decision connect the fight against the war, decision against the country which won't make war like instruments, decision, international problem. And I want to say thank you very much, board of IPC, for make very important decision today. You know about it, and Russia and Belarus must be leave Paralympic Games as soon as possible, like country which not possible present today in Paralympic family. It's very important decision, and I repeat, thank you very much. Many countries, president of National Paralympic Committee, today and yesterday I get so many messages. We are together. We will be fight against the war. We must be make peace in the world. It example for role. It example for all government working together, stop war. It's main point in our Winter Paralympic Games in Beijing. Fight against the war. I think that this terrible war must be stopped. I very hope many people from different countries sent this hope to us, personally to me, that not war. I know that my sportsmen will be difficult competed here. It's difficult. When you know that in my country, every minute maybe kill mother, father, daughter, son. It's difficult. But we make it like necessity for our country. Like necessity. Fight for peace. Stop war. And I very hope that we are together in this hall. I hope that we are together in the Winter Paralympic Games in Beijing. Thank you. Any question?
Господин Чебиченко, прежде всего я хотел бы...
Mr. Chivichenko, first of all, I'd like to pay my respects. I am from Japan. If I may, I'd like to ask my question in Russian. And I hope we will understand one another. The Russian athletes were banned from the Paralympic Games. Are they really the enemy? Don't you think that the enemy is really the Russian government and President Putin primarily?
I understand your question. In my speech, I say about 2 points. First, that any Olympic Games, any Paralympic Games, representative country, first of all, country, and athletes like point like person who representative country. It's very important point. Second, I say in my speech that many sportsmen in Russia, even Belarus, have virus supporting war in Ukraine. It's a very important point. Understand, please, that even communication in internet, we read. It's okay. It's okay because Ukraine must be knows her place. You understand? These 2 points say today must be cancelled country in the international sport. if this country make war in any part of the world. And another point, today, International Olympic Committee make recommendation all federation, please cancel participant athletes in the Olympics event. FIFA, UEFA, same. I don't know what, I don't want to say to you many federation, international federation, any kind of sport. It's normal that country who make terrible point. And by the way, I say to you, a legal basis connect there must be possible or not possible. Cancel Russia. United Nations decision, you know, present. And it must be understanding Russia like state. Neglected this United Nations decision.
Спасибо. Японская against.
Thank you. Kyoto News. My name is Inma. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to wish you 2 points for all. Peace in your countries. And another, healthy. Today, it's very problem for all too. And working together against the war, solidarity in this direction. Thank you.
Ще одне питання, по-моєму.
Okay.
Sorry, thank you. My name is Nanai from Mainichi Newspapers, Japan. And could you tell me what you first thought about the IPC's decision yesterday?
A difficult question.
I'm sorry.
You know why? I'm not sleeping all night today. I won't say to you that if we not solidarity against the war will be in the world. And I'm sure that today's decision is factor, solidarity of Paralympic family. Today, I say to Mr. Parsons that I understand that Paralympic family, it is family after this decision. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And just one more. You said you slept on the floor of your bus. How did you get the bus and how did you manage to gather everything and everyone around to come to Beijing?
Ви сказали, що ви спали на підлозі автобусу. Як все-таки вам вдалося всіх зібрати, всіх довести, щоб всі прилетіли в Пекін?
I himself astonished because every day I think it's finished. We'll be stay not only in Ukraine, different countries. And I believed in the God. I believed in the people who want make impossible. In my Paralympic committee, we have special motto. Impossible possible. We make in our usually work to get today impossible possible. And result, we are here. And today, it's fact that Ukraine, yes.
How many places were you spread?
I would say to you that our team represented 11 regions of the Ukraine, 11. And not only region, different part team was some in Europe, some different part of Ukraine. And Monday before war, I said to my colleague, we must go to Lviv. And we change tickets, flight to China, change flight from the Lviv. Because I am feeling maybe tragic point will be present. And we are ready that flight from Lviv, but happened war. Russia start war. And cancel tickets, not team, because team must be different part later. And we are working every day. Because, for example, if bus move on the Europe, necessary special document for bus. It's special document, only with this document possible move, country. But blank of this document, finish. And when we all decided, all point, ready team in the bus, no document, no blank, because blank finish, because many bus leave from the Ukraine. It was in night when we must be leave from the Ukraine. And many people try find this blank on different institution. And we find it's blank. And I want to say that we are here, but it's a result supporting, helping many people in Ukraine and outside Ukraine. We cross border in the Poland, and door of our bus come Poland propose tea, soup, eating, blankets, etc. It's unusually, and maybe stay Poland car after the border and show I am ready without payment supporting anybody from the Ukraine. It's great solidarity. Many people in Europe, in the world. Today, I'm meeting many people in our Paralympic village. Ask me, talking with me, with our sportsmen. And we are here because we are together.
Okay, thank you and welcome.
Thank you. Good luck for all.